is not whether we sack the service chiefs or we sack. Let's deal with the economy. I'm somebody who believes in let's build a better place. No country of the world have enough money. I've been a governor of the state. No country of the world have enough money. But how do you use to one the little you have? I've been a governor. We didn't owe salary. I didn't owe pension. I didn't owe gratuity. I never owed any supplier, any contractor the day I left office. But I have 70-something billion naira in account. So we didn't print money. I was number 22. Let's shut down the cost of governance. Why won't people be moved with 3 vehicles? Why won't people believe this? Shut down all these irresponsible offices we have all over the place. Live a normal life. I said it everywhere. Why would governor of Anambra say have a lodge in Abuja? Is he governor of Abuja? No, he can do without them. Why must he travel with 30 people from Anambra State? You can go alone. Nobody's going to kill you. You know, even as I work with, even for big men, even for those who call themselves big men, you can move alone. I can be alone. Nobody's trying to kidnap me here. You don't need to go around with everybody carrying gun all over the place.
Obi faults proposed 114% salary increment for president and government officials. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has knocked the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission over its proposed 114% increase in the salaries of elected politicians, including the president, vice president, governors, and lawmakers. RMAFC has come under heavy criticism over its recommendation for an increase in the basic salaries of public office holders in the country. Chairman of the Commission, Muhammadu Shehu, who was represented by RMAFC Commissioner from Kebbi State, Mrs. Rakia Tanko Ayuba, dropped the surprise on Tuesday in Birnin Kebbi, the state capital. While presenting the reviewed remuneration package of political and judicial office holders to the state governor, Dr. Nasser Idris. But Obi described the recommendation as insensitive, warning that it should not be the priority of a nation still struggling with minimum wage, with over 133 million Nigerians currently living in abject poverty. The former Anambra governor faulted the move via his verified Twitter handle on Thursday. He tweeted, "I learned with great reservation the approval of a 114% increase in the salaries of elected politicians, including the president, vice president, governors, lawmakers, as well as judicial and public office holders by the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission. This is not the appropriate time for such a salary increment if it is at all necessary. We are living in a time when an average Nigerian is struggling with many harsh economic realities, and with over 130 million Nigerians now living in poverty. This is a moment when recent reform measures by the government have increased living costs astronomically. One would expect the leaders and public office holders to focus on cutting the cost of governance, alleviating the sufferings of Nigerians. This moment calls for creative ways of pulling the majority out of poverty. In the immortal words of Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, what touches us ourselves shall be last served. The leaders, therefore, should prioritize what affects the masses and those on the lower divisions of society over themselves. The sacrifice at this time in our nation should be borne by the leaders. The increment should be reversed immediately, and the savings should be devoted to fixing education, healthcare, and poverty alleviation, especially in the remote rural areas.
Labour Party presidential candidate in the just concluded general elections, Peter Obi, has condemned the recent approval of a 114% increase in the salaries of elected politicians, including the president, vice president, governors, lawmakers, as well as judicial and public office holders by the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission. In a post via his verified Twitter handle on Thursday, Peter Obi argued that one would have expected the leaders and public office holders to focus on cutting the cost of governance and alleviating the sufferings of Nigerians. He added that leaders should prioritize what affects the masses and those on the lower strata of society over themselves. Thanks for watching our news broadcast. Subscribe to get notifications as new videos and updates drop.
Tinubu, INEC kick as Amazon staff testifies in LP Obi's petition. A staff of Amazon Web Services, AWS, Clarita Mpe-Olga, yesterday testified at the Presidential Election Petition Court, PEPC, in the petition filed by Labour Party and its candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, challenging the results of the February 25th election won by President Bola Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress, APC. In her evidence in chief, the witness, a cloud engineer and architect, told the court that nothing went wrong on INEC's server on the day of the presidential election on February 25th. According to her, all the 6 regions where their services are hosted have been operational without issues, including the United States, Africa, and many more. The summoned witness was called by the petitioners to prove to that electronic transmission of the February 25th presidential election result was not prevented by technical glitches, as claimed by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Led in evidence in chief by counsel to the petitioners, Patrick Ikwetu, led in evidence in chief by counsel to the petitioners, Patrick Ikwetu. Olga, who lives in Abuja and Maryland, United States, said she currently works with a tech company, Amazon Web Services Incorporated. The Independent National Electoral Commission has engaged the services of Amazon Web Services to secure the results of the 2023 general election. However, the lead counsel to INEC, Abubakar Mahmood, told the court that he was given the witness disposition, including several reports, shortly before commencement of proceedings and would need time to study it. After adopting her witness statement as PW7, she also adopted her resume and employment verification letter as an employee of Amazon Web Service. Also admitted were 6 reports showing the health status of Amazon Web Service dashboard of cloud services in 33 regions and certificates of compliance. Responding to the documents tendered by the witness, counsel to INEC Mahmood said he has no objection to the witness curriculum vitae, but I do have objection to the so-called letter of employment with Amazon Web Service. Counsel to Tinubu and APC objected to the tendering of the witness's resume and letter of employment, but the panel admitted her official documents, including her reports, as Peter Obi's evidence. After that, the legal team of Peter Obi and that of INEC were at each other again over inability of the former to assess electoral documents domiciled with INEC. A senior counsel to the petitioner, Jibril Okotepa San, told the court that INEC is frustrating his case because he has severally written to them and served them with orders for all the electoral documents they required to prove their case, but the electoral umpire refused to give it to the legal team despite paying for most of them. He added in open court that INEC rejected copies of summon served on them, knowing full well that this is a proceeding that is time-bound. I received a letter from Levi Uzoko dated May 15 and never saw any other one, Mahmoud said, adding that INEC never denied them any document and that documents that have been tendered by Obi so far came from INEC. As counter-accusations continued, lead counsel to Tinubu waded in by undertaking to meet with lawyers representing INEC and Obi and see how they can resolve their issues. Meanwhile, the court led by Justice Haruna Tsunami told the legal team of INEC and Obi to cooperate with each other for the seamless conduct of proceedings. Before we rise, we appeal to both councils to cooperate with each other. We are all friends and we are all Nigerians, and after this case, we will continue meeting. If we start playing to the gallery, it will not help us. All we are interested in is the justice of the matter. We want to deliver justice and act fair so that if anyone abuses us, we know that we have fulfilled conscience, Justice Bolaji Yusuf said. Subsequently, the court adjourned the petition to today for continuation of hearing.
INEC